Hello, I'm Munchakoopas. This will be my submission for a Plague Knight 100%. The objective of this category is to collect 420 green coins, 41 music sheets, 8 useless relics, and 8 new arcana, a ton of bomb upgrades, as well as a few armor upgrades. Throughout most of the game, rather the first half, I have this basic setup with basic bombs and burst. I do get some invincibility every time I use a burst. And the fastest method of movement is doing this burst and double jump. And if you double jump after the burst, you maintain your momentum. In every major level there are 30 green coins, and then in the village there's 4, in the armor outpost there's 6, and then in the three relic challenge levels there's 20, and then I believe there's 20 in the Hall of Champions. The only level without any kind of coins in it is the final level with the bosses. So start of the game, just get through planes, find all 30 coins, get both music sheets. There's 2 music sheets per level, aside from Clockwork Tower and the final level. The reason for that being that each music sheet in each level is the music of that level, and then the music of the boss. And Clockwork Tower has 2 different bosses because the boss has 2 different phases with 2 distinct musical tracks. There is a zip in this level that's not performed in 100% because I need to go through these screens to collect the coins. Go over here and throw bombs against this wall. It's the fastest method of digging. Gonna mute the VOD for a moment. This is just my PB video that I'm commentating over. Sometimes I just don't want what I said to be heard here, or it's just going to clash with what I'm trying to say. Anyway, we get to the first boss, which is Black Knight, and similar to Shovel Knight, we do have a way to stun lock him, where we burst and he walks over into the corner, and then we would just hit him. My controller just stopped continually into the corner like this. You just have to throw these bombs with the correct rhythm, and then they'll fall right into place. I'm gonna leave the VOD muted for a little bit longer here. Anyhow, the next stop on our route is the village. And there are 4 coins here. One of them is up above here, so you have to get it during this first playthrough, or you can never get it again. Then these barrels take 5 bomb hits to explode, so I guess I just miscounted. Go and get this music sheet hidden in this wall. That's also the only time you can get this music sheet. And then throughout this section I'm going to be trying to burst and do jumps practically right after I burst, just so that I can maintain my speed. And then we won't actually be buying anything from Mona at the shop here under the village for a couple more levels, because we need a few more coins to unlock stuff from her, and we also need some more money as well. Wow. So we'll head over to Pridemore Keep. Plague Knight is really fun. It's both to play and to watch, especially in these long rooms where you can just kind of fly through it. Ideally I would not get hit right there, but sometimes I do. Right here I just missed a lava cycle. So you may have noticed that when I take damage as Plague Knight, I'm flung back a lot farther and a lot faster than I am as Shovel Knight. And that's actually sometimes to Plague's advantage, because we can use that to advance our movement. And here's one of the new secret areas, but each level aside from planes has an area specific to Plague Knight. catered to his mechanics. That was really slow, but safe. And so now I picked up the Flare Wand, and Plague Knight cannot actually use the Flare Wand. That's an item that Shovel Knight would normally use. What I can do is trade it to the character that would normally sell you items, and if you trade him an old relic, it doesn't cost any gold for you to get the new one. You could alternatively buy the same relics from that character, whom I'm going to meet right now, but the prices are hugely inflated. I think the first tier of items like this one I'm about to get would normally cost 2,000 gold. The final tier is 9,000 gold each. And since we would need to collect these old relics anyway for completion percentage, for the 100% category, there's no reason to ever purchase the relics with money. As far as climbing ladders go, there are some differences between characters. Plague Knight can't actually jump off the top of a ladder. Instead, what he can just do is burst up it and then re-grab it, or burst off of the top of a ladder, just to save some frames around corners. That's a tad annoying. Ideally, I would not get hit by that rat. And so the item I picked up is the Big Bomb. It uses currently half of my power bar. And the Big Boom will deal a half pip to anything in its radius, and if it collides with an enemy directly, it will deal 1 whole damage. Some risky maneuvers there to get that note. As far as the Plague's magic meter, it will regenerate automatically, and I can upgrade it twice. And each item just uses a specific portion of it. And then as long as your magic has not fully gone out, as long as you don't see a red X over your item, your magic will regenerate faster than if you used all of it. Then there's a small cooldown before it will start regenerating. The bosses as Plague Knight are a little bit slower. They're a bit more unwieldy to fight as Plague. I evidently was not pleased with myself, but that could be faster, so that's why. As far as level differences go between 100% and like an any percent playthrough, we do complete all the extra bonus areas, which includes 3 areas that are catered specifically to one particular item. The Hall of Champions, which in this one is more of a battle arena, we'll see that later. And we also complete almost every map enemy. The reason we bother to waste time to complete that is because it'll just sit on the map and move around after you exit any level, and that collectively would waste more time than it would to just play through the level. Plus, you can pick up some gold. Man, we will need a lot of it. So just based on boss kills and pickups alone, by the time I get to boss rush, I will probably need about 42,500. And then for every music sheet I turn in at the end of the run, I get 500 gold, and I will have all but 6 of them out of the 41. Right here we're going to burst and then turn around for a damage boost. And then grab the Phase Locket. And unlike the first level where we traded the old relic for the new one, we won't actually be trading that in this level. There's one other old relic that we don't trade in the same level, and the reason being is that we can just pick them up at the same time at a later point in the game, and we don't really use those items ever. So it's just better to pick them up later. Another advantage of that is that it doesn't have they don't sit in your inventory, so you don't have as many items to scroll through. That cannon, or washing machine as we call them in the community, they take 3 hits to open, and then you just stand there and it shoots you through it. Some more risky maneuvers to get this coin. If you throw a bomb when you're bursting, it will actually make you glide a little bit, and also preserve some of your height. This platform I need to lure this skeleton onto, because they need 2 of something to be on them before they will lower. And right here I tried to set up a damage boost on this frog. It just saves a little bit of time, because I have to go all the way over here to the bottom corner to get the coin anyway. In this next room, I burst and then throw a bomb, and that actually lets you keep your momentum if you throw the big bomb. Ideally, the frog would have jumped into it and just gotten destroyed and wouldn't have hit me, but either way, as long as that frog is out of my way. So this is actually the room where we would trade the phase locket for the item that it corresponds to, but we don't need it, so instead we just pick up the coin and leave. That's the only reason we have to enter that room. Right here, I actually needed that skull to lower this platform because the other note in this level is in this chest below me. So we've gotten what we came for. I'm going to proceed on through the rest of the level to get all our coins. We're just going to pretty much fly through this room, pick up the coins we need. We have 91, so we got them all. As far as gathering all the money we'll need, it's mostly done from killing enemies and picking it up in levels. Not a whole lot of checkpoint breaking until later on. I'll explain that later. The Spectre Knight fight can be one of the most challenging as Plague. Excuse me. But as Plague, this fight is challenging. And so now we've gotten money from this level, we've beaten the first world. It's going to take us back to the village, and then there's going to be a short like special scene where Mona will be dancing. There actually is an in-game achievement for watching her whole dance. It takes about maybe 20 seconds, so that could make for a good donation incentive. It's this one right here. I just mashed start to get this platform to lower. And after every trio of levels, at least the first trio, or set of trios, you get extra health. So the game just gives it to you. You don't have to go out of your way to collect extra money to buy it. So as far as health routing, this game is pretty safe. And that goes for regular any percent as well. So now we're on to the Explodatorium. It's actually based on global cycles, at least parts of it are, and that includes the opening text. So we just try to have a good opening so the later parts of the level will flow smoothly. And I actually played the opening of this level pretty well, because I was able to land on that platform and grab the coin. And then I throw the bomb against that wall to blow up the blocks on the bottom, so that then the rats will be set up in the right place when I come back. And grab all this money. So I'm able to burst down here, not get hit because the rats are going to the right. Normally there's a block there that would cause them to start running the other way, thus hitting me. So if I were to die in any of these bonus areas or miss a coin, especially in some that have like a vertical fall for a screen transition, I would actually have to repeat the whole area in order to pick up one of those coins. So now we open up this chest to get the alchemy coin, then damage boost off the Chompy. Enter the washing machine, and we're on our way. Much better opening than previous. So now we just continue flying through the level. This room actually was set up pretty nicely for me to grab these coins quickly. And now I'm going to trade in the alchemy coin for the Staff of Surging. We sometimes refer to it as the Shoryuken at gold for free. But when used, it will shoot Plague up in a diagonal direction, whichever direction he's facing. It gives you some invincibility, and it can deal up to 2 hits. Need that health, but I'm really bad at this section. Sometimes this section can be a pain. This boss takes 23 hits to kill. Got that, gonna grab this checkpoint. And the damage I take in some spots towards the end here is partially intentional. Reason being for that is I need to be at 2 health, or well, at 2 health or 1.5 for when I fight the boss, because he has an item that will make himself invincible. But if you are at 2 health, less than 2 health, the boss will not use that item. And the boss is Shovel Knight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run over into the right corner and then just start mashing my bomb button. And at 7 hits he's supposed to heal himself. If you're able to get the right cycle, he will not heal himself and you'll save a bit of time. He didn't destroy me. Did I remember? Here I questioned myself as to if I remembered the coin and everything. But I got both music sheets and all 30 coins. Now we are actually going to turn in 100 coins in a set of 40 and then 60, and that will unlock cluster powder for us. And clusters we've seen in New Game Plus before. And that just unleashes, you can have one on the screen at a time, and it unleashes a big area of effect bomb as your standard attack. And it can deal up to 3 hits. Yep, got everything, cool. Now we're going to go fight this boss, his name is Reese. Swag. Get destroyed! Nerd. I don't know where. And I actually don't know where I split in my PB, so I wasn't sure where to split on that boss. Now we're going to go to the Lost City. This can be one of the more dangerous levels, just because there's a lot of open pits like this area and a lot of lava. Also, stuff like that can happen. And at the start of the level, I was able to throw that bomb to open up this area early, or without losing any time really. And right here the clusters allow me to destroy all those blocks at once. And the stone blocks each take 2 hits to destroy, so they're very helpful for that. The Shoryuken item will also move you slightly, either right or left, whatever direction you're using it in. But that can actually be used to just kind of get some extra distance if you're about to fall short. This is one of the more dangerous bonus areas just because of the lava. A lot of things in this level do a lot more damage now as well. And you're pretty much forced to take that damage boost on that enemy. not dead. That's the important thing. Jump first, turn around. Yeah. We actually skipped this checkpoint, but I could grab it in a marathon setting. And then I had to use the Shoryuken to save myself right there. Thought I was low enough to grab that. Oh, I was really hoping I would not get hit by that guy. Just because he does a whole damage, so now I'm at 1.5. During the run, I actually thought that I was only at 0.5 here, so I was very nervous for the rest of the level. This is the only coin in this room. Yeah, but I don't remember in my PB. I was talking to chat here about something. So now I have purchased the smoke screen, and since when it's out, you may have noticed my magic bar turned orange. The reason for that is if an item is orange, that means that if you use it, your magic will be out, and you'll have to wait for it to recover. Somewhere. And so if I upgrade my magic, my total amount of magic, the smoke screen won't use all of it. Something nice about the magic meter, though, is that even if you have just the smallest sliver of magic, you can use any item at Plague's disposal. Doesn't matter how much magic it costs, it will use it. Is there slime over there? Yes. Decided to grab this health. It was the most optimal health to grab, really. It works for me, given the situation. Right here I only want to destroy 3 of these blocks at a time, otherwise if I destroy the first 4, the bomb won't reach the other 2, and this room will be slightly slower. Yeah. I do break this checkpoint. I could skip it and break something else, or fight an alternative boss. There is a boss that's not fought in the optimal route, but he's very easy to kill and he does grant 2,000 gold. So if it were preferred that we skip some deadlier checkpoints, I could instead fight him. Right here we use the big boom to dig through these blocks quicker than normal. The Mole Knight fight is a bit harder, since I don't have impact casing. I have to carefully place the cluster bombs. I didn't place a couple of them in the best spots, but I still got a somewhat quick kill on this. Wow. Okay then. And so now we're going to finish clearing out the village, at least for the time being. What I mean is we're going to get all the collectibles in it. So we're going to get the 3 remaining coins, the remaining music sheets, and also purchase this bait bomb. It will use a small amount of magic and deal a half damage to an enemy. More importantly is it replaces the fishing rod from the regular Shovel Knight campaign. And if you played that campaign, you'll know that you need the fishing rod to get a few music notes, and the same is true for Plague Knight. He needs it to collect, I believe, 3 of them. And now we do this bonus stage because there's a lot of money contained in it. Broke that block, and I unintentionally, but luckily got this slime to give me a nice damage boost to come pick up the 500 over here. I'm going to use the smoke screen here to get past this big skeleton without getting hit. It is possible to do it without the smoke screen, but I just wanted to do it the safest way. Now we begin the Iron Whale. This level's a little easier than the Explodatorium or the Lost City, the previous levels. At least in my opinion. The bonus area can be a tad annoying, but overall this level is a bit more relaxed. So now we just try to get through this room as quickly as possible. And then we go over here to pick up a music sheet that's hidden here in this below these tentacles and grab this coin. I got the coin. I heard the noise for it. Now we'll fight the mini-boss of this level after a short auto-scroller. And there are a couple of coins in this auto-scroller, so we have to be very careful to not miss them. Come on, fish. Almost missed that one. I don't like you, and you don't like me. Hey, VB. I beat him. I don't really know if I need this health, but I'm grabbing it anyhow. And normally there is a zip here that will get me into this route. It's not that important. Damage boost off the fireball. Helps a small amount, but then I got walled by this tentacle. This level sometimes though. I think this is one of the only cases where the bonus area is actually where you trade in. I think that one has the old relic. Because I got the anchor from the fish fight. Almost all the other relics are the opposite. You get the old relic in the bonus area and you trade it in for the new one in that relic's regular spawn. But I guess because of the fact that the fish normally gives... That's what I should do, is just throw one against that wall. Since the fish normally gives the item, they had to do that one in reverse. Or put the bonus area somewhere else. But if you... I've seen a map of the room layout, and that's really the only space that area would fit. Then again, I guess if they could have just made a different layout. But I digress. Ideally, I wanted to break all 3 of those dirt blocks for later. I need to go over here to get this coin, and I'm also going to pick up this chest while I'm at it, because there's a lot of gold in it. Now we're going to fight Treasure Knight. He goes down pretty quick. So on our next trip to the village, we'll trade in 80 of our coins for the final tier of upgrades to be unlocked. We're going to buy the Spin Burst, which will give us kind of a screw attack type of thing to our burst. So this will dig through enemies and objects, just make it a little easier to get around. And we will also buy, I believe it's Impact Fuse or Casing, one of the two. No, it's Impact Fuse. But this will make our bombs explode on contact wherever they land. And that will just help us set up boss kills as well as environment destruction. It will help with digging. Next stop is the bottomless quarry. You normally need the vat to complete this section, which we do have and will use. There are some faster strategies that I've practiced that utilize the Staff of Surging or the Shoryuken. And then it's actually possible to complete this level without using the vat at all if you have the item called Leech Liquid. Because that item will also delay... well, it actually halts you in the air, like the vat use does. But no real reason to do that in 100% speedrun. This is the only screen that you need the vat or the liquid for, because you have no way of recovering. At least I believe that trick is still possible. The flying machine can be a very challenging level. The bonus area here is probably one of the more stressful, especially the last room. At this point in the run, some of my New Game Plus mechanics come into play since I now have Spin Burst, so I'm a bit more at home. And a lot of the general room strategies are actually somewhat similar. That's another nice thing, is that if you do die anywhere, you can just default back to those New Game Plus strats to get you through rooms faster. Okay, I had to take at least one damage there, I guess. Luckily, they give us a checkpoint right before the bonus area. I actually played this one, in my opinion, pretty well for me here, because I didn't die or really have any major time losses, other than my own fear in some spots. So I don't have double jump, but I managed to sneak under that cannonball and then throw a vat. That's a standard strat. These Jawas, as we call them, are the main reason this area is so difficult. That second one especially will push you to your death at any time. Oh. Now we have the boat mini-boss, or Dinghy Dropper, my apologies. Skip that checkpoint, I could grab it in a marathon setting. We need to do that so that we will be able to fall past where those fans are pushing in order to enter this room. Now we trade the Propeller Dagger for the Staff of Striking, which uses the least amount of magic of any relic, or arcana. I believe we could use up to 10 on a full magic bar, and it does 1/2 damage for every strike, and so that will allow us to get some pretty fast boss kills. Or boss kills. Anyway, we'll see that later, especially on like Tinker Knight and the boss rush. It will also allow us to do a stun lock on Black Knight 3, and Shovel Knight in the boss rush if we have the health for it. So now we're about to pick up the second note. That'll be the final note in this level. Then it's just finishing the level and getting all the coins. This room can be a pain, but luckily that the cannonballs kind of disappear after they go off screen, so I didn't hit them. Then only one enemy in this auto-scroller. This could be a good time for donation readings. There is one more coin at the very end under the ladder, so we're just going to wait to pick that up. And then a unique aspect of the Shoryuken is that it actually gets rid of all your, or gets rid of the wind tunnel effect. Sorry me for getting confused.
Still alive.
So by using it in the wind tunnels, if you're about to rise, you'll actually just cancel it and fall instead. Only really useful in that first one, so that you can get through it as quickly as possible while still grabbing the coin. Yeah, we did it. I unfortunately got a bad pattern from this boss, but I still get a fairly fast kill. This boss was actually slightly nerfed since SGDQ 2016. He actually sits in the air when he flies up to one of the top corners for a longer period of time, which allows you to get some more hits in should you fall. And now we are forced to fight Black Knight 2 right here. No matter which boss you kill in World 3, he'll appear on the map blocking you after the first boss you kill. So we just walk up, hit him with our staff, and then push him into a corner, and just kind of repeat this pattern until he's dead. Voila. And next we're going to go fight the Phantom Striker. He doesn't give us a music sheet or anything, but killing him gives us 3,000 gold, and then if you manage to defeat him with at least half of your total health remaining, he'll give you, I believe it's 2,000 bonus gold? It's a bit harder to do as Shovel Knight, but it's pretty easy to do as Plague. One, because we have a lot more health, and two, because the combination of cluster bombs and the Staff of Striking just melts him. And then if you position yourself
supposed to split there.
right here, or anywhere next to him, when he spawns the gold, it'll actually just get picked up immediately, which is nice. So total for beating one boss, we get 5,000 gold, for roughly a little over a minute of gameplay. Or no, just under. Now we start the Clockwork Tower. This level can also be pretty dangerous because there's a lot of bottomless pits and a lot of spikes in some of the more tricky areas. This bonus area is probably the second most challenging, I would say. It's also very easy to forget a coin in this level, just because one of them is up here, and there's never, in no other category is there ever any reason to go into this room. And then my run had been deathless up to this point. I am going to die in the next room. Unfortunately. Ideally, my damage would have lasted longer, and I tried to use the VAT, but I just didn't have enough time. So we'll just try to continue, and we do have to go back. Luckily, our gold is in a spot where we can pick it up easily with the smoke screen, provided we can get through. I did have to use a second smoke screen, and then I was a little bit spooked here, but luckily I managed to pull it through. And this room can be a nightmare. So now we've picked up the gear. We're going to trade it for an item called the Fleet Flask, which will make us sprint. We won't use it too much in this category, but it is still a fun item to use, and it is definitely worth picking up. That coin's a bit of a pain. Now I have to go over here. Gonna get this coin and pick up some health and this 400 gold. Very important that we pick that up. Then the missile spawns are completely random. We never know where they're going to be. Blow that up to get about 180 gold. Pick up the second music sheet in this level. One more, because this level has 3. Now it's time to do this auto-scroller without the auto-scroll. This room is possible to do without that vat, but since we need the coin, we just do it that way. I tried to maintain my fleet flask to get past these guys, but didn't work out. Doesn't really matter though. A couple more coins to pick up. Meh. And the last music sheet in the level. Now it's just onward to an auto-scroller. Gonna try to pick up as much money as possible. And then get one more coin up here in the top left corner. And then there's also a hidden health tonic right here in this dirt pile. And what those are, is they're the number that's next to my health, and I can use them via my one of my special menus. Hey gentle, yeah, I actually died. And all they really do is they give you 1 bonus health and will also recover an amount of health when you use them, and you can have up to 3 maximum bonus health. And I break the checkpoint before Tinker, because there's no way I'm dying to this boss. Please give me my jumps. Two seconds, yay. Could save like maybe 30 more? Well, probably even more than that, but next level is the stranded ship. This coin right here is in a very awkward spot. Sometimes that burst I did will grab it, but I believe I was in the wrong spot on the screen when I started. I could grab that checkpoint down there in a marathon, because this area can be scary. I got scared of the strat, so... I don't trust that. I don't trust that at all. So we just picked up the war horn. We're going to trade that later on. This is the other old relic that we don't trade in for its new counterpart in the level. So you can already see how Spin Burst helps us in rooms like that. If you're not careful, it can also be your rate. If you're not careful, Spin Burst can also be your downfall in some spots. Didn't do this room optimally, but I don't care. I'm alive. Oh, and as for those rainbow pedestals that I just passed, that blue one, they don't actually have any interactability with Plague Knight other than descending when you stand on them and ascending if you're not. You can't actually use them to create a temporary platform like you can with Shovel Knight. Bad save. We're alive. I don't have magic for bat skip. Ah, that sucks. Oh well, so I just lost like 20 seconds because of that, probably. Please. Can be frustrating to get up here. Now we fight Polar Knight. He's a bit easier. Not than some of the other bosses anyway. So now we've beaten every boss in World 3. All we have left now is finish out the bonus areas, as well as the Tower of Fate. So first thing we're going to do is go clear out the first 2 levels of the Tower of Fate after we do Shivering Sprint. But after we clear out the tower, we'll work our way back through the map until we get back to the village, at which point we will then purchase all of the extra bomb upgrades we don't have, and turn in the music sheets we've collected up to that point. And that will get us all the money we will need to finish out the game. This cutscene takes forever. And in this level, if you properly use the sprint and jump in the right places, you can do the whole thing with sprinting. But since I bonked on that first wall, the next cycle got messed up. I could have gone for the second half of this level, but I chose not to just be slow and safe, since I was still about 3 minutes ahead at this point. So I figured, why not? Fast. Unfortunately, I did bonk again, so I am wasting a bit more time here. But I didn't die, which is the important thing. The next screen isn't quite so hard and is a bit more entertaining, since we just have to run through it. Here we go. This level can be a bit stressful and somewhat dangerous. Missed the coin. Whatever, I'm alive. Staff of Surgic and Vat to save the day. I unfortunately had to take some extra damage there. But the rest goes pretty smoothly. And then normally you would break that checkpoint, because it does have 1,000 gold. But instead I'm going to keep it because I'm going to try to go for what we call the Crusher Skip. Aptly named because it is, as it says, we skip part of this Crusher. But I do miss this first one because I bonk right there. Ripped that. So instead I just wait to try again, I guess. And that's what it looks like. It's not as difficult as it looks, and it's a bit safer than it looks as well, but I just wanted to be safer rather than sorry. The rest of the checkpoints in this level, though, we do break. There's not too much chance of me dying in the rest of the level. Oh, the checkpoints take 5 hits to destroy. Then I opt to just kill this enemy so he doesn't kill me at all. And we're right before the boss. But this boss is easy, so we're going to break this checkpoint. Same thing we did before. Dang, could have golded if I'd gotten a good fight. Or gotten Crusher Skip first try. But that's okay. I might end up having to fight Baz or something. And then I messed up a strategy here. I'm supposed to use a smoke screen as I enter. Not too big of a deal, though. And then we don't break that checkpoint, just because... just because, really. This room can be very deadly. This whole level can be pretty deadly. I will have a pretty sizable death here soon. Two deaths actually. And of course there's Jawas down here, where you need to go. So despite my best efforts here, this one remains alive. And then I would have been fine here, but the game didn't actually do my burst or use my VAT. I guess I just didn't push the button soon enough for it to happen. And then I was a bit frustrated here after that death, so I got impatient here and ended up dying again. And because I died twice, I lost the money from the first death. It disappears, and so I had to reset to the map in order to get all my money back. This is the fastest way of recovering all that, because you lose a fourth of your current money when you die, so there is no other way I could recover all of that. And this is something that could happen in a marathon, but luckily the revert to map is always an option. At the worst, it could cost me really, that's the worst possible time that it can happen, because that's the only checkpoints we really break are towards the end of the run, and the only really unsafe one really is that one. Anyway, so round 2, we try to redeem ourselves. Play this one a little bit safer. I think this room goes a little bit slower because I was a tad nervous. This time we just decide to flat out try to kill the Jawa. Then this one still comes to bug me. And now we pick up a couple coins and then start the last auto-scroller. There's a few enemies in here that I need to remember to kill, but I didn't remember to kill a couple of them, because they each give me 100 gold. But I actually have a bit more than I need, so I'm okay. And I have to jump right there because there's actually a small lip on this platform I'm standing on. So if you just run without jumping, you'll bonk and you won't be able to get that note. And these archers are the enemies I need to kill. I think I kill 2 of them. They tend to jump around a lot. It can be a bit annoying. So I just decide to forego killing them, to just focus on surviving. Last 2 coins, and start boss rush. Boss rush is pretty safe in this category because there's food after every single boss. The only one with any sort of instant kill mechanic is Polar Knight, but he's not very likely to kill me in this mode. The only real dangerous part is if I wanted to go for an optimal Shovel Knight fight, which would require me to be at 2 health when I start the fight. I'm perfectly capable of doing that, but I could also just try to stay at maximum health, and then the Shovel Knight fight will end up looking like the one in this run, so slightly slow, but worth it for the sake of finishing the run. I actually slightly messed up the Polar Knight fight here and sped him up a bit. But easy enough. Mole Knight is very, very easy. Now we have a Propeller Knight who's a bit easier to fight. It's much less stressful since he's not New Game Plus, so he doesn't completely obliterate your health. Tinker Knight gets absolutely melted by our bombs and everything. Could have just fallen on him, that would have been faster. Now we have Spectre Knight, who's a bit easier since we have the cluster bombs and the Staff of Striking, but he can still be a bit frustrating. And now we unfortunately have to have the long Shovel Knight fight. So really all that's different is that he's going to heal himself right now. And then he starts using Phase Locket. And he'll use it until he gets to 8 health, or 8 hits remaining. So we just kind of have to wait. It seems to be kind of random whether or not he uses it after you hit him once, or hit him 4 times, or if you're putting a lot of pressure on him. But we're done with it. Now I'll accidentally go to the Tower 3 stage after this, just because I'm used to going to finish the game now. But we still have plenty to do. Next up is the Hall of Champions. As Shovel Knight, when you play through the Hall of Champions, what happens is you have to use these little orbs to kill some ghosts, because the orbs shoot out light. As Plague Knight, since they put the twist on it that, Plague Knight's a member of the Order of No Quarter, he's the enemy. Instead, when you enter this area, you have to fight a bunch of knights. And there's still 20 coins in this level, as well as 2 music sheets. And you have to play through this level twice, because the first time is just you fight all these knights. The second time, you have to destroy all the paintings in the background, as well as defeat some knights. So depending on which one I'm doing, determines which coins I get. I grab this one now because it's the only time I'm close to blowing up this wall. The knights are pretty random, depending on when they spawn, or what they decide to do as you get close to them. You can kind of force them to jump by throwing some bombs at them, and ideally you kind of want to trap them in a corner that has a small ceiling. Like this knight, you can actually force him to jump up into that area, or do that, so that your cluster bomb can deal a lot of damage. I got sidetracked. The gold knights have the most health, of course. Where is he? And sometimes, you'll deal damage to them, like this. Why? Sometimes you'll throw the bomb and they'll look like they're taking damage, but they actually aren't. But once the lights turn out in each room, that tells you that you've killed all the knights there. This was one of my slower segments of this level. Did not go very well. As evidenced by that sigh. So this knight actually by default puts himself in a pretty decent spot for you to kill him quickly, but then he can get out of hand, and he can also make himself invincible. I lost so much time on that one. So he gives you 500 gold, and it costs you 500 gold to try this time attack level. So I just have to kill all the knights and break all the paintings. There are fewer knights now, but it's just slightly harder to destroy the paintings. All the pictures are pictures of Kickstarter backers. And so the best ways to destroy them are my spin burst and the cluster bombs. Because the clusters let me obviously destroy the pictures as I move, and then the big bomb just reaches a large area. Then Fleet Flask here to quick kill this guy. And then we try to keep it going a little bit. Break some of those. Gotta go back and kill this one. This one didn't go so well either. I normally finish this one about now. And that's one of the last coins. There's one more in the area on this group to my left here. Ah! Finally done. Now we go to the armor outpost. There's 6 coins here, we're gonna get 4 now. Turn in 50 for Percy to fix this catapult. Get flung into town. And now we fight some more knights. This section actually went better than it usually does when I play through it, aside from these first 2 guys. And these are the last knights here. Just have to kill this gold one, and we're home free. And that's done. Now we have to go fight Mr. Hat to get some gold, and also pick up the music note in this area. Then we have to talk to a couple more characters to buy some things, and then we can be on our way to finish. This boss goes by pretty quickly. Okay, we have completed the outpost. Do I have enough gold? And now we just have to... we're actually supposed to go to the Forest of Fishing. I forgot because I thought I was supposed to go to the village. So I wasted about 10 seconds doing that. Now we're just gonna go on down here to the Forest of Fishing. We have to use the bait bomb to gather the coins scattered in this level. This one has some creative puzzles, but it's, in my opinion, the most frustrating area of the game. Part of the VOD will be muted, my apologies for that. God damn it. Oops. My apologies. I was a tad frustrated up to this point, after all the silly deaths. But unfortunately, I'm about to have another one. So, now we just have to get back there. And now we'll do the room correctly, after we get rid of this knight. So, jump, throw bait bomb, jump, bat. This room is awful. There's no other way to put it. But we got through the forest of fishing. Now we can go buy all the remaining things. And so right here we turn in the remaining coins to pick up an item called the Pandemonium Chalice. We actually need to take this to the Troupple King so that he can turn it into the Pandemonium Cloak. What that does, it completely randomizes your item, your burst type, and all your bomb options in every room, or every few seconds. We don't use it in the run, but it does count towards percent, so we buy it, or get it. Now we have to purchase all the bomb upgrades. We won't actually be using any of them. After this, we're going to head over to the Troupple King. After we turn in all of our musical sheets, we'll watch the Troupple dance. Then we'll be on to the final level of the game. And unfortunately, at some point in here, I accidentally undid my split key, or my undo split key. So the entire Troupple dance will be muted just because I was rambling on and on about why my keys were not working all of a sudden. Turns out I had an unlock turned off. I have enough gold for everything. But we have to watch the dance, there's no way to skip it. And then we have to purchase, I believe, 5 sets of armor. And then we also need to throw 1 bait bomb into the pond in order to get the musical note stored here. So during the actual run, this would be a bit more relaxed. There'd be some nice music. Perhaps we could have a donation incentive for someone to dance or something. As far as other donation incentives go, we could have armor color. We could show off the achievement for watching all of Mona's dance earlier in the run. There is an Easter egg on one of the 3 final bosses that we could show off. That would add about 30 seconds to the estimate. I'd say my estimate for this will be 1 hour 28 minutes, which will allow for plenty of time for mistakes, should I need to repeat a level, and will also allow ample time to show off the donation incentives. Dance is almost done here. Takes about... okay, it takes just under a minute. So after you buy the first cloak, he'll give you the Pandemonium Chalice, or Cloak, which equips automatically and actually changes back my bomb order, or randomizes them. So I actually need to go in and change it back to my preferred set. And then the armor I'll finish off the game with actually decreases my knockback from enemies, which will make one of the final bosses easier since I'm actually going to fight him. Excuse me. I accidentally went to this bonus area. There's no reason to go here. Now we just have to run across the map to complete the game. So now we have the block room. We just wait for these to kind of finish. They always come at you in the same order. Am I planning on an entry for SGDQ? Yes. Now we have 5 more musical sheets to obtain. What? Now we're going to use the Fleet Flask to quickly get to the end of the level. Something to note here is that I can't jump off the ground, so I have to carefully time that burst and double jump. And I have to jump right here so that I don't fall into the abyss. Now we do the final trio of bosses, and the game ends. And time will be on the final hit to this last boss. So that's Plague Knight 100%, 120.13, decent PB. World record is 111, I think 47 by Speedfrog, so there's plenty of time to still be saved, which I would definitely have down before the event. I'll fast forward to the end here so we can see the final percent count in the credits coming up here shortly, just to prove I actually got 100%. And there it is. So thank you for watching my submission video, and enjoy. I'll see you at the event.